Do 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 do. Anyway, so Chapter 8. In the bowels of the Imperial City. Moving purposefully through the crowds, we made our way between the rows of seats. Each time the swinging bag in hand struck the side of my knee, I became keenly aware of its presence. It was an unnerving feeling, quite like I had unintentionally brushed up against someone in an offensive way. Furthermore, it was nearly inconceivable to my mind that the ancient relic the Jaeger Corps were pursuing with such a frenzy was sitting right here inside the stitched cloth of this cheap handbag. What a fool Mick had been. Hadn't he known the burden this object would bring would be one far more weighty than the both of us could have ever hoped to bear? I squeezed my eyes shut against the thoughts flying around my mind and addressed Sister Cornelia, who followed close behind me. Will we be making a break for the cathedral once we get off? You said get off. Yes, that was the plan, she answered, scanning the scene outside the window of the passenger car. I think that's the only option we've got if you want to make it through this day alive. The station where the train was set to arrive was unremittingly crowded with countless droves of passengers. Not bastages, but passengers. And as usual, the sky was slightly overcast. As it typically is. Everyone outside on the platform stood shivering in silence with their collars drawn up to their ears, huddling close to one another for warmth, like a flock of waterfowl out on the tidelands in midwinter. Don't worry. I won't be tossing you down a flight of stairs this time, Toby, jested Sister Cornelia. Although if there were two more of you at my disposal, I might have decided otherwise, she added. Meh. Evidently, the numbers in our welcome party this time had seen a rather dramatic increase. The odds don't appear to be in our favor, she said in a low voice, her warm breath tickling the lobe of my ear. We won't be able to leave through the ticket gate. As soon as we stepped off the train, we stealthily moved to the opposite end of the platform, and after sneaking out a large door for only authorized station personnel, we jumped down onto the path of railroad ties and steel rails below. The biting cold wind of the capital swept freely across the unobstructed railroad tracks, causing me to shudder as it ruffled our coats with its chilly touch. Slipping between the couplers of a pair of freight cars, we moved cautiously along their edge, sticking close to the shadows. Over on the cargo platform, workers were busy unloading containers. For someone who had his mind set on becoming a dealer of pilfered goods, gaining illicit entry into the station house would be one of the first of all basics. Showing my ticket, I spoke politely to one of the workers. Then, with a scenario picked out in my head, I sold it to him as I played the part of a manager here on business with celebrity of notable repute. Shinra middle manager, even. Midway through our conversation, I introduced Sister Cornelia, who did her best to show the man a glamorous smile and feminine pose. I had possibly gone a bit overboard when I stated that she was an opera singer, because the way that she carried herself made her look more akin to a low-wage cell song in a bar of drunkards. Yet, in spite of it all, the worker graciously let us through. You're so good at that, it's almost scary, Toby, Sister Cornelia said as we raced through the station's warehouse sector. You should seriously consider doing another job, she went on. I bet you're going to tell me to join the Bracer Guild, right? Come on. Those guys would turn me down in a heartbeat, I said, as I laughed off the thought. Then throwing the idea back in her court, I asked, so how about yourself? Why don't you join the Bracer Guild? Reaching the end of the warehouse sector, we came to a stop in front of a large chain-link fence. Sister Cornelia crouched down, and while sliding a drainage cover to the side, laughed at my previous question as if it were insane. Are you kidding? She asked. They'd gun me down the second I set foot into one of their branches. Meh. The winding, narrow stone tunnels, like the one we were in, ran everywhere beneath the capital. We crawled along as the light shining down through the drainage grates on the side of the large road above us illuminated the way like a trail of flickering orbital lampposts. The feet of those walking along the avenue passed right by where we were, but not a single person noticed us scraping our way along below them. And for some strange reason or another, the world just beyond the thin flagstone-paved road appeared so dazzling in my eyes. Yet the Jaeger Corps, loss of the artifact in hand, and a senseless sudden death, all of which had never crossed my mind before, lay in wait for me, dare I to venture into the world above. As we pressed on, I began to think that the small round tunnel, which we were crawling through, would run on forever, when finally it merged with a high-ceilinged sewer surrounded by walls of countless blocks of chiseled stone. "We'll go through here and make our way over to where the cathedral is located," Sister Carnelia insisted. Raising one brow, she pointed her finger upward. "It's a lot safer down here than it is up there." "That's fine and all, but, well, what are we going to do if it gets attacked?" Sister Carnelia grabbed my hand, and with that stepped into the muddy darkness beyond. "Don't worry, Toby," she reassured me. "Faith isn't the only thing supporting the church." "You're damn right." Thus concludes Chapter 8. Alrighty then. Good times being had here in the Mushroom Kingdom. Alright. Let's see what's going on up here. This kind of reminds me of that department store in Berea. Flint's drugstore. Flint from Mother 3 now runs a drugstore, apparently. Old Man Flint. "Welcome, I'm Flint, and this is my drugstore. I've heard the rumors that this place gets a lot of famous customers, but that's nowhere near the truth. The closest we get is Governor Regnance's regular visits to buy something to keep him awake." "How many times now have I told you to get some real rest, Dad?" Oh boy. Well, we did have a visitor from the Opera House recently. Was it the impresario? I bet it was. But funnily enough, they were looking for something to keep them awake too. Their practice must be taking its toll. Must be. Da-da-da. Probably nothing new here. No. Nope, 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 nope. What do we got going on over here, man? How you doing, sir? It's Hog. All of the stores here in Plaza Bifrost have some lofty reputations, but you'll pretty much find anything you could ever need here. Well, at least if you're a commoner. Nobles might have different needs. Yeah, well, that's how that goes. Lepanto and Company General Goods. You mean Lepant from Suikoden? Welcome. We have a wide assortment of luxury goods, from name brands to a fine selection of imports. By all means, take your time and indulge your interests. I'm confident you'll find something that catches your eye. Cool. So they got mainly accessories here. Oh, a puppy. Yeah, you want to buy a puppy strap and hold on to it, because apparently you can trade it for something really good towards the end of the game. A strap with a figurine of a puppy attached. Part of a set. HP up by 200, strength up by 2. So you want to get one of those. Hold on to it. Golden hourglass. I need to sell some bullshit. There you go. We'll get a golden hourglass. A small gold charm modeled after an hourglass. Strength up by 7, speed up by 3. Coolio. Good to hold on to one of those for whatever reason. Mimosa Cafe. Customer. It's almost time for the summer festival. Not that my family has anything exciting planned. We might go out for a meal or something, but that's about it. Shouldn't we at least go to Mass at the cathedral, Daddy? I'm always going there because of Sunday school, but none of you ever go. That's too bad. It's a shame. A damn shame. Public shaming. Nathan! Huh. You've probably seen the Heimdall military police stationed all over the city. They make sure everything in the capital is safe and under control. So they're basically like the police you'd find anywhere else, but with a fancier name. Hoo 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 hoo. Greg. Hey, this is that Greg that one dude mentioned. Oh, you guys are from Thor's, aren't you? My parents work there. You guys know anyone from Class 7? I'm always hearing about them in their fancy red uniforms. So I guess he's the son of, Ramsey. Well, welcome to Heimdall. Glad to have you here. Cool. Nothing new. Nowhere to explore. Alright, good times. I think that's all that's here. So we can move on with our lives. Wanna. Now we could go to the newspaper, but that's where one of the main quests is, so we might want to hold off on that for now. And go somewhere else. So we can see what's happening with these people. Valancourt Street's got its fair share of famous historic buildings. The department store and the Imperial Chronicle building, just to name two. That's why they're always talking about this place in novels and stuff. Novelists are always writing about the noise your footsteps make on the pavement here in Heimdall. I'm always kind of brushed it off as romanticism, but they're totally right. It's like I've stepped into the pages of one of my favorite novels. That's too bad. Ah.
Isn't this...
Oh, this is where they published the Imperial Chronicle newspaper.
Cool. That's where one of the main quests is, so we'll hold off on that for now. So we'll check out the Garnier district. Might as well. Might as well be walking on the sun, and then the morning comes, Pacific Coast Party. We've arrived. Oh, check this place out. Sand quarries. Okay. Sounds cool. Nice fountain. Gotta have a fountain. By law. This is the Garnier district. It's famous for being home to Heimdall Opera House, as well as a bunch of expensive jewelers and hotels. So it's kind of an entertainment district, then. Doesn't seem like the kind of place we'd be spending much time in, at least. You wouldn't think so. But you never know. There's a casino in one of the clubs around here, too. Uh-oh. Hopefully they don't have blackjack, or we're going to be in there for a while. Probably goes without saying, but it's completely off limits to us. Aww. I have to admit, I am curious. Naturally. Boo. I can do without the casino, but I'd love to see something at the Opera House someday. I want to go to the casino, damn it. I mean, their operas are the face of Erebonian culture, after all. I'd love to see one, too, especially if I could get one of the box seats. Those freaking box seats, I'm telling ya. They must be amazing to earn such high praise from you two. But right now, we've got a request to take care of, so let's take a look around. A fine idea. Damn right it is. What do we got going on here? Okay, the hotel is where one of the main quests is as well. So we'll avoid that for now. Opera House, Sandcorey's Jewelries. It's really not as much here as you would expect. But yeah. How you doing? Tourist? That's a terrible name, sir. You have a terrible name. Ho ho ho! Don't call me a hoe. What an exciting place this is. As if the famous opera house wasn't enough, they've got a casino, nice clubs, and even multiple famous clothing stores. Nice. It'd take me a lifetime to enjoy everything. Pretty much. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Here's the hotel. We'll come back to that. How you doing, Wickhawk? Well, hello there. Are you here on a field trip? What a pleasure to see young students such as yourselves learning more about our rich culture. The Heimdall Opera House embodies one of Erebonia's longest-standing traditions, so I recommend you pay it a visit. There's also San Cory's, which currently has a national treasure on display. Oh yeah? What could that be all about, man? Do. How you doing? Korba. It's Korba, didn't you know? Not quite Baron Corbin, but close enough. Don't tell me you're downright famished from all the sightseeing, right? I mean, this is the biggest city on the continent, after all. So I've been told. But fear not. My stall sells just what you need. Food. Cool. Anything we don't have? Ooh, banana crepe. That's new. A standard crepe made with bananas and fresh cream. We don't have the recipe for that. Restores 3200 HP. I'll take one of those. Thank you very much. Mwahaha. You know, I like to have at least one of everything. How you doing? More tourists. Crossbell has its own famous troupe, too. They're called Arc-and-Seal. That sounds familiar? But when it comes to history and tradition, Heimdall Opera House wins. Hands down. I would love to see them join forces and perform someday, however. Especially since I'm a fan of both. Cool. I'm finally here. I've always dreamed of the day I'd be standing here, ready to watch an opera. Just watch out for those pesky purple octopus. Moana. Here we have the Heimdall Opera House. It's the largest opera house in the world, boasting 250 years of exquisite history. It also served as a common meeting place for nobles in the Middle Ages. And of course, the operas that take place here remain the greatest representative of Erebonian culture to this very day. Awesome. Can we go in?
So this is the Opera House, huh? Might be nice to see a show sometime.
You need to reserve your seats 2 months in advance, though.
Ooh.
And that's just for the cheap seats.
What's up with that? This is Heimdall Opera House. It seems unrelated to Class 7's field study. Aw, I want to go in and see what's going on. You know what I'm talking about? Premio. So, Princess Alphen is making her way to the gardening party. And Prince Cedric's taking part in the mass at the cathedral. That's exciting. Then there's Prince Oliver, who will be going to see the summer races. Freaking Olivier. Rat bastard from hell. This is the very first time all three of them have taken part in the festival at once. What a thrilling year this is. Zara. I do wonder what will come of those rumors regarding Princess Alphen's dance partner at the garden party. Everyone's debating so fiercely about who exactly it'll be. Could be anybody. Could be Vincent Hernandez, for all we know. You know what I'm talking about? Could be. You never freaking know. San Cory's. Let's go to San Cory's. See what's happening over here. We got people hanging out in here. Maybe we'll get to rob this place. That would be cool. Tourist. What a beautiful tiara. I'm so glad I made it this time to come and see it for myself. I never thought I'd have the chance to view the legendary Crimson Tiara in person. Ooh.
Wow, a tiara encrusted with carnelians? This is about as ritzy as you can get.
It's so shiny.
Shiny, shiny, shiny. Do-do-do-do-do. Owner Cordelia. Good day. We're currently exhibiting the spectacular piece of antique jewelry, the Crimson Tiara. Truly breathtaking, isn't it? As a matter of fact, it's being considered for inclusion as a national treasure due to its historical value. But go on, gaze upon its beauty to your heart's content. I shall. Don't think I won't, miss. Citizen. This tiara is so elegant, so beautiful. I can't help but sigh. I pride myself on having quite a collection of jewelry, but nothing I hold owns a candle to this. Why did I say that backwards? Nothing I own holds a candle to this. What the hell was that? That was some kind of weird level of Freudian slip there. I think that would be referred to as a Freudian switch. Perhaps if I'd been able to marry into royalty, I could have possessed something this exquisite. I doubt it. Nobody would marry her. Not for all the money in the world. Security guard Ramoff. He's a security guard! I bet he gets paid a fairly low amount of money. Last month we had to do some engineering work here, in preparation for displaying the tiara. Now this building is fitted with the Rhineford Company's most cutting-edge security system. Not even the legendary Phantom Thief B could slip past this. I bet he could. So just relax and enjoy a look around our store. Don't tell me what to do, Mr. I Wear Grain. You punk. How you doing? Lou? Lou? LWE Lou, I guess his name's supposed to be? I don't know. Welcome to our store. Have you decided what you'd like to purchase? We offer an installment plan to customers interested in purchasing high-value items. If you'd like to learn more, please inquire with any member of our staff. Nah, it's alright. Whoa, these are expensive. I can't afford this. Good lord. We actually have an evergreen, but we don't have the other ones. Those would be pretty good accessories, but we don't have that kind of money. I mean, I could probably sell a bunch of stuff, but I'm not gonna... I really don't want to do that. Thank you very much. Gonin. Welcome to San Corey's Jewelers. Ah, has this diamond bracelet caught your eye? It was designed in a style popular in Heimdall during the Middle Ages, when the Crimson Tiara was created. Cool. Alright.